late 90s, Microsoft had an idea. What if, they said, what if we made a game console and made loads of money from video games? And that's precisely what they did. But there's a little more to the story than that. Let's dive in. It was originally called the Direct Xbox, but that was such a terrible name, they shortened it to just Xbox. The company CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates, was dropping hints to the public that the company was developing a game console, officially revealing the console at a developers conference in the year 2000. But this was just the first design for the Xbox. Microsoft didn't finalize the design, so when Gates finally showed off the Xbox, it was just a huge stand-up X-shaped thing. It was definitely not pretty at all, but it was certainly powerful. With a 733 MHz Intel processor and 64 megabytes of RAM and a GPU that was co-developed by Microsoft and another company. It also featured a built-in hard disk, which meant you could save games right on the console instead of using those annoying memory cards. Excellent stuff. Final design was shown off in 2001 in a historic press conference starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It went on sale in the US later on that year. The first Xbox was about hits and misses. One of the misses was the controller, which was unforgivably massive. Microsoft later replaced this bulky controller with the smaller controller that is now the default for the original Xbox console, which had originally been only made for the Japanese market. Gamers didn't mind the hand cramp though, because they had Halo, the first game in a now enormous franchise that launched alongside the Xbox. It was originally set to appear on macOS and Windows, and it was unveiled in 1999 by none other than Apple Inc.'s Steve Jobs. Microsoft bought Bungie Studios, now making Halo an Xbox exclusive. A very wise decision, as the franchise and its protagonist, Master Chief, has become the virtual face of Xbox. Microsoft laid the foundation for its online services in November 2002, when it launched Xbox Live. Gamers started with a unified friends list and a single online ID tag, or gamer tag, that worked across every game. Weirdly though, to start using Xbox Live, you had to buy a starter pack which came with a microphone and a disc that kickstarted the console's online services. But we're just getting started. Having already started its way into the console wars, Microsoft followed the Xbox with the Xbox 360.
Microsoft revealed its second gaming machine on MTV in 2005, in a special show starring Elijah Wood with his sort of celebrity friends. Dwayne Johnson was probably busy or something. The 360 ramps things up in hardware terms with a triple-core Xenon processor and 512 megabytes of RAM, plus a custom ATI graphics processor. It came in high-capacity models too, so you have more space for downloaded games and other digital content. The 360 went on sale at the end of 2005, but many gamers very quickly encountered a serious technical error. The infamous red ring of death, which signified a general hardware failure, or to put it another way, your brand new $500 Xbox 360 was eating itself from the inside and needed to be sent back. Indeed, the Xbox 360's failure rate was record-breakingly high. By the beginning of 2009, there was as many as 60% of Xbox 360 owners reporting that their console was broken. And in 2007, Microsoft extended the 360's warranty to 3 years to try and calm the gamers down. And this is part of their plan to release the second generation of Xbox 360 in 2010. In 2010, they released a slimmer version of the console that got rid of the red ring of death issue and removed the red LED lights from the edges of the power button entirely. With that out of the way, let's talk about the Xbox 360 in general. Right from the launch in 2005, the Xbox 360 had plenty going for it. Mainly some amazing games such as Fable 2, Crackdown, Halo 3, Gears of War, Skyrim, Grand Theft Auto 4, and Bioshock. You also got great games that were, for the most part, fairly cheap, thanks to Xbox Live Arcade, and added indie games like Super Meat Boy and Trials Evolution. There were too many great games to count, really. Since 2005, the Xbox has changed massively, introducing more TV app partnerships and apps in general, such as YouTube and Netflix. They also made the system accessible to casual gamers through its Kinect sensor bar, which launched in 2010 and requires 0 controllers to operate. And that brings us to the third iteration, the all-new Xbox One.
The Xbox One controller has been refined and feels amazing to hold. The actual box itself is looking boxier, and it has an 8-core CPU with 8GB of RAM for boundary-pushing graphical power. You get much more storage space as well, 500GB in total. Microsoft has announced 8 brand new franchises for the Xbox One in the first year of launch, and they have revamped the Kinect sensor bar. It now has a 1080p camera and a much wider field of vision than the original Kinect sensor bar for the 360. With the Xbox One, Microsoft's long-term strategy is clear. With the console's function as a DVR, the ability to take control of your TV, voice commands, and sports features confirm that Microsoft wants the Xbox One to be much more than a gaming console. I can vouch for this, as I myself own an Xbox One and find myself using much of the available features just as much as playing the games themselves. It wants to be the thing that you have in your living room, and it's using the recognizable Xbox name to appeal to everyone that owns a TV. The Xbox One has been a huge success to Microsoft so far, in my opinion. There's a lesson to be found, however, in the Xbox's surprising and successful rise in the video game market in the last 14 years. My point is that if the company that made Clippy, the software help system, could go on to be a major force in the world of gaming, then the next big thing could come from anywhere. Microsoft will have to be careful not to ignore threats coming from non-traditional game companies, companies such as Apple or Google. Anyway, this has been Jordan, Cody, and Jack, and this was just a brief history of the Xbox.